evening, Coolest Coast. Welcome to Coffee on the Coast. Good evening. Welcome to this nighttime edition of Coffee on the Coast. I'm your host, Tina Prigge. I am delighted to welcome these lovely ladies. We are all planners of the upcoming Women's Summit, the fourth annual Women's Summit. So let me introduce Kristen Odell, Becky Richards, Lori Crawford, and Carrie Carbon. Hi, ladies.
Hi, Tina.
Hello.
Okay, we're all pretty excited about the Women's Summit, which this is the fourth year that it's happening, Saturday, March 7th. If somebody doesn't know, if somebody maybe is even seeing this live stream and it's the first time they're hearing about the Women's Summit, what can we tell them about the Women's Summit? What does this mean? What is Things No One Told Us, Wisdom and WTFs from the Frontlines of Womanhood? And Becky, as the founder, maybe I should toss that question to you first.
Sure. The first thing that comes to my mind is this is a day literally designed for women by women. And every year things just kind of evolve differently. And this year we have this beautiful focus on menopause, perimenopause, postmenopausal experience, how do we navigate that as women who maybe sometimes feel unheard, as women who sometimes feel invalidated, and how do we thrive through that? How do we continue living our best lives? How do we stay strong? How do we stay grounded? Those kinds of things.
Yeah. So there's so much for each participant to really fill their cup, but so much knowledge then too. And there's something empowering about doing it as a group, right? Like women supporting women. And you specifically mentioned like menopause, perimenopause. Lori, I know that's a topic kind of near and dear to your heart and something you'll be talking about. Can you tell us a little more and like why it's important, the value of shedding light on this conversation?
Well, half of the population is going to experience perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. And it's one of those things that we just don't talk about. And if you think about the kinds of things that come up with mom and grandma and sisters, that's probably not one of those things. We talk about getting our period. We talk about having babies. We talk about what that looks like after having babies. But we miss the part that comes on the other side, which is when you start to feel like a crazy person and you're not quite sure what's going on with your body, and you realize what it is afterward or when you're towards the end of it. And if we would know what it's like at the front end, we could do some things to prevent, negative experiences. And it could be more of a mindful transition. Instead, we just wonder what's happening with our bodies. And so we're going to be talking about what that looks like and some of the things we can consider, and then what each distinct stage looks like, because there are three distinct stages: perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause, and what the symptoms are and how we can talk about it together. And the nice thing about the summit is that there are no expectations about how you show up, about what happens that day. You just get to be comfortable. I mean, we talk about coming in our yoga pants. That speaks volumes right there. Have you ever gone to something where you get to arrive in your yoga pants or whatever you want to wear? It doesn't really matter. No judgments, no expectations, just come hang with other women and learn and enjoy together for the day.
You do have to wear clothes.
And underwear and a bra.
Yes.
Well,
You know what? I would say even those things are optional.
I mean, don't ask, don't tell. Don't ask, don't tell.
Kristen, you've been participating in the Women's Summit since the very start. What does this all mean to you? What would you want people to know about this experience?
I mean, I just thought today about, I wanted to go in, I didn't have time to go in and look at pictures from past years, because I think there's just so much warmth about this day. It's one of my favorite days of the year. And I think it's just because everything feels so comfortable and welcoming. And like, who doesn't want to have that be their experience? And I've messaged with a few women this week about, inviting them and possibly them coordinating to get tickets. And, I just said to them, like, the fact that you're even trying to make arrangements to give a day to yourself, like, I'm proud of you for trying to do that. Because it's not always easy for us to sneak away because there's a lot of demands. And so Just every year, this group, totally different groups of women come together, and every year it's fabulous.
And it's interesting because it is a day, but it starts kind of leisurely at 9, right? So you still have time to do some things at home before you have to be out the door. And then it ends promptly at 3. So it's not like chewing into your night, right? Like you can get home and still have an evening with yourself, your family, whatever it is that you might do. It's kind of beautifully planned. I love how you do that. Hey, are there still tickets available?
There are.
Going fast, right?
They are going fast. This week has been, every day they're flying off the shelves. That's maybe not an apt analogy, but every day
on those shelves.
Tickets are selling, but there are a handful left.
And it's kind of a beautiful number. It's limited, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like the max number of people that we're going to be in a room all together with is what, 80?
Yep, that is the absolute max with us included. So yeah, I like that purposefulness, that deliberateness of not creating a situation that feels too big for you to show up in your yoga pants, right? And Kristen, I did actually spend some time today looking at old photographs from years past. So I love that you mentioned that, because I just, some of them were just like of you sitting in the window, kind of in the windowsill last year, watching whoever was presenting. And you just looked so engaged and peaceful, and you had your shoes off, and like, it's just, it was a really cool experience. So I would encourage you to do that, like tonight still, or tomorrow, and just kind of get those warm fuzzies generating in your chest. It was pretty cool.
I love it. And Carrie, you're joining us again. This is going to be your 4th year presenting. As a registered dietitian, you have given us such incredible knowledge about the foods we choose, what those choices mean, how to do it meaningfully. What would you like to focus on this year?
Well, this year we're focusing on healthy aging. The aging that we want tomorrow really has to start early, right? That can't really argue with that. And the way we age isn't always inevitable. Like we have the ability to change our health, the trajectory of our health in the future. So this year I'm really focusing on what you can do when you're going into perimenopause, into menopause, and some of the things that you're at risk for, things that, a lot of women think is just going to happen because this stage comes, and with it comes these things. Well, what can we do about it? About weight gain, risk for cardiovascular disease, bone density problems. So lots of things that we can, if we're purposeful about it, right, we can change the outcome.
So if we have the right knowledge and we make certain, food and dietary choices, we can have a positive impact on going through that change in our lives.
Right.
Yeah, that's amazing. What have your thoughts been on the last couple of years, Carrie?
I just like that every year our focus is a little different. So whether the spin is nutrition or whether it's on all the different speakers that we've had over the years, I always find, even as a presenter, I get a lot out of watching what others have to say. So I like I said, that changing focus and just being around other people and seeing what their perceptions and what they can bring to the table too.
Awesome. And I should point out, while the 5 of us are part of this live stream tonight, there are actually going to be 7 presenters total. That includes Gina Armstrong from Balance on Buffalo, who'll be leading a sound bath, and Liz Wergen from Juniper. Kristen, I'm going to put up the agenda. Do you mind kind of going through that and letting people know what to expect for the day?
Sure, absolutely. So first of all, this beautiful young lady to my right over here, Becky Richards, is going to be your MC this year. Folks, I know. So Tina is going to lead the opening session this year on overcoming adversity and just sharing a little bit about her story, which is going to be incredible. And then Lori is going to jump in next and just walk us through this menopause journey from beginning to end. And Lori, I was thinking earlier when we were talking, when we're talking about these stages, I think there's a lot of misconception, especially on the young end. What age groups do you feel like this topic applies to?
I would not leave out any age group. And the reason for that is because it's coming. We are all going to experience it. And perimenopause can start, in 35 to 40 years old. So it's helpful to just be prepared, to know what's coming. And when you're armed with information, you can make better decisions for your health. Look at the puppy.
I know.
The more you know.
I know. And I just even think about being a 20 something and being armed with this information going into my 30s, just how insightful that would be and how helpful that would be. And I mean, on the end, even post menopause, like that just applies to anybody at any age. And that's where all of these other components like nutrition and fitness and movement and all these other pieces come in. So that's very cool. Okay, back to the agenda. Let me get back on track here. And then, so Carrie, mentioned, her session on feeling longevity. So really, what does nutrition look like kind of, over the ages or age by age? And how do we avoid some of those categories like weight gain or osteoporosis or heart disease, or just even hereditary, some of the things that we might fight with as we age. And then Liz Wergen is going to be speaking about muscle is medicine. She's a private practice physical therapist here in Manitowoc. So she is just such an expert on how the body moves and how the body ages. And so she'll have a session like that. Then we're going to take an incredible lunch break and we're going to have the Smiling Moose, AKA Moose on the Loose. They're coming and setting up a whole nacho bar, which I'm pretty confident we can hit any eating style and hopefully keep Carrie happy from a nutrition standpoint. And then last but not least, we've got Gina Armstrong coming to do a sound bath and sound journey with us, which I've been to a number of sound baths with Gina. I don't know if you guys have attended before, but it is just such an incredible experience. And I've tried massages and do different things. This is the one thing I always fall asleep doing.
Oh,
yes. And then I'll be wrapping up the day and just leading some kind of wrap up discussion before we head out. So it's a lot. It's going to be such a good day.
So do you think when we had our first planning session, here's all 7 of us. Oh no, Carrie, you're not in this picture. No, you are. Never mind. 2, 4, 6. There are 7. Oh my gosh. Okay, my quick math at 7 p.m. Never mind. Okay, disregard that. But here we are. So do you think that eating at this Mexican restaurant inspired our choice for the food?
I don't remember what the order was there.
I don't either. This is what I would just say. We had Mexican like taco bowl, grain bowls tonight. Like that's a once a week thing for us. And I just think it always hits the spot. You can eat it pretty nutritionally smart. Is that a good way to say that, Carrie?
Sure.
And it's a great way to accommodate other eating styles, right? So a lot of our friends avoid dairy or gluten or maybe low carb. And it's just a really way to offer a lot of options, but still accommodate a lot of different eating styles.
So who is this summit for? I mean, even just looking at us, we're a broad range of ages, right? There's not like a specific demographic. It's like Lori was saying, like from 30 on, it is beneficial to all women, right?
I think I talked my mom into coming this year.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm happy to say my mom is coming with me too. So
Me too.
Oh, that's a great pattern.
Yeah.
Okay, for people that are attending, what should they plan to bring? So you already said they can wear comfy clothes, just be relaxed. What else do you want them to bring? Like a yoga mat, I think was on the list for the sound bath.
We had talked about water bottles because there is a water fill station down the hallway near the restroom. So that's probably a good idea. The yoga mat and or a couple of comfortable blankets, I think, is what's needed for the sound bath. But maybe, Kristen, you can speak more to that.
I would recommend a yoga mat and a blanket so you can get snuggly with your blanket. Or if you don't have a yoga mat, no worries. You could bring something like a beach towel or just a second blanket to lay on the floor. It's really just to have something to lay on. But you're definitely going to want to have something that is going to make you feel cozy and comfortable.
And I think last year we had an an activity too where people had the opportunity to lay down, right? But some people that weren't comfortable or, maybe had a physical mobility issue, right? There are options where they could sit around the perimeter of the room. So please don't let that hold you back, right?
Yes, and that will be the same setup this year. We'll make sure that there is some sitting chairs around the outside of the room so that, yes, exactly what you said, that we can accommodate and make sure that everybody's comfortable. And even if you think you're going to sit in a chair, you can still bring a blanket with you and put it over your lap or lay it over, your chest if that makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah. Or if you're just unsure and you want to start in a chair, but then you realize, oh, I can do this, you can just, quietly slip onto the floor. Yeah. Either way, whatever works for you, right? That's the whole theme, is whatever makes you feel happy.
That's right. Becky mentioned a water filling station and bringing a water bottle earlier, but we also will provide seltzer water. We'll have canned seltzer water there, as well as hot tea and coffee, both regular and decaf, all day long. So you can help yourself to that. We didn't mention this earlier, but we also will have some breakfast options when you come. So if you've had a really busy morning, or if you just want to snack on something, there's going to be hard-boiled eggs and fresh fruit and a yogurt parfait bar to get you fueled up for the morning.
Nice. Hey, we've got a little bit of a description about the Women's Summit. Lori, can you take us through this?
Sure. So as Becky said earlier, this is really an event that is for women, created for women by women. And I want to bounce this off of Becky when she comes back, because she is the originator of this event. And, we have talked about this being an inspiring event, that each year we have something different that we're presenting. And it offers, I think some really interesting variety in learning over the years. And I think, Becky, did you come back?
I did, and I'm so sorry for the emergency.
Yeah. I'm wondering, I had a question earlier. We have talked about this as a group, but I think it might be really interesting for people to hear about. This is your baby. And I'm wondering if it has, maybe you didn't have any specific expectations in the beginning, but I'm sure you had some. If it has met your expectations, and in what ways, for the reasons that you started this.
So this is going to make me cry. And you're right. We did kind of, talk about it a little bit not that long ago. But so it's a daily practice for me to work at not having expectations. Because long story short, expectations for me tend to lead to resentments. So that's a tough word for me. But the vision, I think, that I had in my brain was very, very seriously, like maybe 8 ladies sitting in my teeny tiny lobby at like the original summit location, just kind of like, I don't know, whispering secrets to each other and like sharing some food together and maybe doing some yoga. So for this to be what it is now just is mind blowing. And that is a testament to every single one of you on this call, because I had an idea, right? But my idea was 8 people in a tiny little room. And here we are today, right? Talking about our 4th annual capped at 70 women event. Like, it occurs in a beautiful space. It's just such a special thing. And I don't know what else to say about that.
Let's talk about the space. Where will it be held?
At the Franciscan Center for Performing Arts. So they have their large performance space, but they also have just this beautiful curved foyer with ginormous windows and a fireplace and all of these warm wood tones. And it's incredible. I think no matter what the weather is outside, it feels incredible inside.
It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So I just saw Amber's comment here, and Tina, you can toss that up. But she said, empowering women, empowering women. So let's just talk a little bit about, and we can do this kind of in a quick nutshell, but like just to give you context of kind of what do we all do? We all come from different spaces and we all do very different things. And I think that's actually one of the beautiful things about how our minds all come together because we balance each other so well. So I do HR consulting and I have my own small business and I teach leadership classes. So Becky, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, so I am a psychotherapist and I own Summit Clinical Services in Manitowoc, which is a private behavioral health clinic that does mental health, substance use, and peer support services. And I also teach fitness classes at the Y, primarily cycling.
Yay.
Yay.
Carrie, we know you're a registered dietitian, but you have way more going on than that. So tell us about you.
I've been teaching group exercise classes for like 25 years. I've been at the Y for 25 years, and I just recently opened up my own business about 2 months ago, Tuck and Tone Bar and Pilates Studio, which has been, I've been hearing from people like exactly what this town needed. So it's been super successful so far, and I'm pretty proud about that.
So excited for you.
Can we just back up? Did you say you started at the Y 25 years ago? Were you 5 years old? You just don't look old.
I'm older than I look.
I was literally going to say the same thing. Like you are 25. There's no way that you have been teaching for 25 years.
Yeah, I think I started there when I was, I think I was in my 20s. So not, now I'm starting to date myself.
They're both kick-ass instructors, by the way. Lori Crawford, tell us, you've got a long history.
Well, I'm a professional life coach, and I focus on retirement life coaching with Gen X women. So women who are between right now 46 and 61. And I also I coach with emerging leaders, and it's all under the umbrella of women's empowerment, which has been my focus for most of my professional life.
Love it. Great. Tina, what are you up to these days?
Well, in the before times, my husband Jason and I had our own marketing firm. And so one of the things that we invested in was the coolest coast, right? Was shining a spotlight on this area that we live in and just celebrating the stories, the people, the places that make it so cool. Now in the after time, I'll just put this up really quick so you know what I'm talking about.
Wait, leave it up for a second. We didn't even get to see it. Oh. Let's see Robotina. I love it.
Oh.
We're trying to redefine our lives as we go through recovery, and we're sharing our journey on living all right to, just help encourage others that might be trying to overcome adversity.
Yay. Isn't that so cool?
Mm-hmm.
Just think about how diverse like our experiences are and how many people we touch in our day-to-day work.
Well, and think about what our planning looks like too. I find it absolutely incredible every year how we just come together and say, so what are we going to do next year? And we just have this incredible conversation, and eventually we come up with the topic. And, it's just easy. It's just easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the themes just emerge or kind of are birthed out. We don't in case you all are wondering how, fabulous behind the scenes, it looks exactly like this.
Yes.
Yes, right. It's not much different. And I think it really is driven by the conversations that we have and things that we independently want to learn more about, right? And then realizing, well, if we've got questions about that, probably so many of our peers have questions about that. And if we all came together and discovered it together, it's so rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I know too, at some of the previous summits that we've had, making connections with the other women is so rewarding, right? Like some of those friendships that have developed being there, or I know the last 3 years I've run into one of the same women and we're just so happy to see each other. And in my daily life, like I've never really just come across her out and about in the world. But at the summit, it's like, yes, we're here again.
It's your annual tradition to connect there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
You know, we should share too that there are goodie bags and there are door prizes. And I think the door prizes are pretty neat every year.
Do you guys want me to should I show you one that I have here?
Yes.
Do it.
I've not seen it. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Hold, please.
Please hold.
I'm going to put this up in case anyone's watching and you haven't gotten your tickets yet. Simply scan this QR code and it'll take you right to the ticket link.
Look at this summer fun basket.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Farkle. You have
Isn't that so
Farkle.
fun? Yeah. Doesn't this make you want to have summer come soon?
What's all in there? Is that a blanket and
There's a
marshmallows?
blanket. Yep, marshmallows, a marshmallow stick, graham crackers, chocolates, Farkle, and then a 6-pack of Up North Wisconsin Lager.
What a nice gift.
So yes, and you guys have some other things. I know it's not women related; it's more fun related. But
Hey, women like to have fun.
I know.
Should we do another reveal?
Sure.
I happen to have a reveal. Well,
Oh, she has a reveal too.
We didn't even know this was going to happen. This is so exciting. This is new for us too. Wow.
I am so excited. Not only do we have a logo, thank you, Madame Pretty. We have this beautiful logo now, but we'll also have one of these t-shirts at our giveaway table.
Yeah.
So, what would you say about the logo? When you look at the logo, what does it mean to you?
We're all welcome.
We should all wear muumuus more.
I feel like we were talking about just even our diverse backgrounds, right? Like all of those colors all swirled together kind of represents how we each bring our own uniqueness, but yet we swirl it all together and it raises us all up. And I often think about the Women's Summit as like reaching down and taking somebody's hand, right? Like helping others up. And if you look at the logo, that's exactly what's happening is everybody is holding hands and like going forward together.
Mm-hmm.
I just
And
love
it's so simple and so powerful all at the same time. I don't know how you do what you do. I do not have this gift, but I just think it's so straightforward and elegant and peaceful feeling.
And I love what Amber just said. All women are accepted.
Mm-hmm. And Kristen, I'm sorry, I kind of cut you off there.
You're great. No, it just is it's so warm feeling when you look at it. I feel warm fuzzies when I look at it because I just think it's the color tone and like the holding hands and all the things. I just think it's so cool.
Yeah. And I love it because, it wouldn't have the same impact if there was just one figure, right? Mm-hmm. It's not about the individual. It's all about what we can accomplish together.
Mm-hmm. Right. Do you remember the conversation we had about the apostrophe? Like, is it Women's Summit or is it Women's Summit?
Yeah.
Like, the resounding response was that it's all Women's Summit. So
it belongs to the women.
Yes. That's what the logo feels like.
And I also love established 2022. Like, it's 2026. Like, this has been happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, it was just a really fun thing to just watch, like the design evolve and the fonts, and then can we get Manitowoc in there, and just just the way I'm sure Tina did not love or appreciate from us. And if any of you have ever been on a group email, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we were firing things back at Tina to try, and but where it landed is really beautiful.
Yeah. I really love this option based on where some of the original ideas that we kind of played with, right? This is so much more, I don't know, powerful and resounding and, like you said, peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's your pitch if you ever need a logo, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Over here.
Okay. Is there anything else you want viewers to know about this summit, what they should think about if they're coming to this summit? If they're on the fence and haven't purchased a ticket yet, why they should?
Yeah, or maybe even if you are thinking about it and you're just not sure, drop a question in the comments or let us know what you're debating about. You can message Tina to a Coolest Coast, by the way. But yeah, let us know if there's something that you're unsure of. I know my aunt came last year for the first time with her daughter, my cousin, and she said prior to that she would have been nervous about coming. But after she attended, she's like, oh my gosh, I wouldn't even think about it. It's just so comfortable, so I think that was encouraging even for like my mom to hear, like,
Yeah.
you can just come and we're going to love on you all day and you don't have to worry. We've got you.
I will say that the vast majority of the tickets that have been bought are single tickets. We have some mother-daughter duos and some friendship duos, but I would say, honest to goodness, 90% have been single tickets.
Also, if you're watching and wondering, how do I get this ticket they're talking about? When we get done, we'll drop the link in the comments also so you can hyperlink right to it. Otherwise, Tina, you have the QR code again if you want to throw that up. So you can hover over that and purchase a ticket, or we'll throw the link in the comments when we get done today.
And then it's easy. You just show up on the day of. There's fun music playing. You check in. You get some snacks. The relaxation and connection starts right away.
Yes, that's what it's about. Relaxation and connection. Yeah.
Yay.
Ladies, I have to say, I'm so honored to be involved in this endeavor with you all.
Same.
I know it's hard to believe. Like, I don't remember when we started talking about it.
Hey, your mom is coming. She's got her tickets. Yay.
I don't remember exactly how far before the first event we started talking about this, but like this kind of goes back like 5 years. And in some ways, it doesn't even feel like it's been that long.
Right.
No, I feel like we've blinked and here we are, but yet we've had these 3 and now 4 very separate, distinct events that all just sort of feel very similarly. So,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
and I think
if you haven't attended before, don't feel like it. It's not like a prerequisite to have attended a previous one.
Right.
Absolutely, this can be your first time ever attending.
Absolutely.
And also, if you've attended before and you think, well, I've attended once, I don't really need to go again. Yes, you do, because it's always different. And there's different things, and we're going to have different topics, and you're going to sit with different people, and it'll be just as fabulous.
Awesome. All right, you guys. So the summit is happening Saturday, March 7th at the beautiful Franciscan Center for Performing Arts. We are your planners and hosts for that day, Carrie Carbon, Lori Crawford, Becky Richards, Kristen Odell, and then not with us tonight, Gina Armstrong and Liz Wergen. I'm your host, Tina Prigge. Thank you so much for joining us for this live stream and this cool conversation. We hope you'll enjoy it. We hope you'll enjoy us. Haha. We hope you'll join us for the summit and share an uplifting day with us. Thanks,
right.
everyone.
See you there.
Bye.